Hey man, what's up? I just did my steps for 20 minutes. I'm feeling awesome. I got up at close to 5 a.m. this morning, and right away got started on working on my website. You see, what happened was 2 days ago I got an email from a website or a WordPress theme provider that I have bought. It's called Array Theme. I'll add that to the show notes. It's called Array Theme, and what Array Theme has is that, you know, they have you buy a yearly access that you get access to all their WordPress themes, which was good. And because for every year, I think Mike would put out, Mike of Array Theme would put out a new theme every year. And just 2 days ago I got an email from him saying that there is a new theme, and I went to check it out, and immediately I fell in love with it. And it was just right timing, because at this point in time, as I'm recording this, I am just 2 days away from the relaunch of my website. You see, I've done a bunch of things in the past on my website. I have, you know, tried writing for 100 days straight on any topic that comes to mind. I have set up an editorial calendar whereby I kind of follow through the theme that I want to write about, which is on design thinking. I've also done a season of podcasts. I've also done several YouTube videos and training videos. And after doing all this, I was still trying to figure out what is it that I'm trying to do. You know, the curse of it is that sometimes as a creative person, you have just so many ideas swimming in your head, and sometimes you just want to do them all. But you know, time is a finite resource, so you can't simply do that. So I kind of like to focus on one thing at a time. I kind of see where it goes. And some people will say that, well, those things that I've done, you know, the 100 days of writing, the podcast, the videos, all this that I've done are failures, because it didn't get me the kind of attraction that I intended it to be. However, you know, just remembering the quote from Edison, I haven't failed. I just found, you know, 1,000 ways that it didn't work. So I didn't fail. What I've done is that I found that this was a stepping stone. This was a part of training as I go on to the next phase. So now, as I'm recording this video, I've really have a plan for relaunching my website, and I want to leverage what my strengths are. For example, you know, I'm more comfortable in front of the camera just speaking to you. Of course, I have an outline at the back of my head. I've prepared an outline, but I'm just talking to you, and I find it a bit more, I find that, you know, it's more comfortable for me, and I get it done fairly quickly and easier than sitting down and banging out a 1,500 words blog post. It's not that I can't do it, but it's just that it's not the most efficient way of doing it, and it doesn't showcase my unique talents. So what I've recognized now is that I'm comfortable in creating videos, and I do not need very expensive tools to create videos, because what I'm doing right now is I'm just using my smartphone, the camera that comes with my smartphone, and I'm just doing the video as it is. And of course, sometimes I use the the other headset. Sometimes I use the lapel mic, and right now, because I'm just done with my workout, I'm using this mic. Well, the sound quality can be improved, but the point is, I want to get it out of the way. I want to get it out. I want to just go and do it, but not just go and do whatever you want and be in like 10,000 different directions. I have a plan, I have a direction, I have purpose, and I know where I'm going at, and I just execute that. Is it gonna be perfect? Of course not. So case in point, coming back to what I started with originally, I got an email from Array Theme, and I checked out their new theme, and I immediately fell in love with it. I look at some of the samples, and in my mind, I sketch out. In my mind, I already have a vision of how it will look like if I were to use that theme, and then I went ahead to sketch out, what I would include in each of the section, and of course, I use a technique called storyboarding to kind of map out, the 4 steps that it would take to kind of guide the reader through, as you land on my page. So for example, if you were to go to my page right now, you will see a landing page. All right. For those of you who are watching, months into this, you might see something different, and that's because I'm always experimenting. So if you go to my page right now, you will see 4 segments. Now the first segment is basically talking about, I've started and built a successful training and consulting firm 14 years ago, and I was a success by those measures, in terms of reach, in terms of reputation, in terms of revenue. So that's the first part. And then what you see in the second part is, I'm a success, but success comes at a cost. So there is a cost involved in me achieving the success, and the cost for me was basically time away from my family. And so once I recognized that, the third thing you see is that I then rethink the way I think about success. And now I think about success not in terms of money and status, but in terms of the freedom that I'm gonna get. And so the third part, what you see is, how I've redefined success, and I've redefined it as ultimate freedom, freedom of location, freedom of intellectual, freedom of financial, and time freedom. So with that, I lead the readers to that, the fourth part, which is, what I'm doing. I am sharing how I design a business that gives me live freedom, or the ultimate freedom. So as you can see, the 4 parts. First part is what success meant to me, and how I realized that there is a cost involved with the success that I've achieved. I redefined success, and now I'm doing it differently. And so the invitation is to get you who wants the same level of, who want the same goal of ultimate freedom, but you are not sure how to go about doing it, just to lead you to say that, join me and I'll share with you. So the key thinking behind this is that I'm going to put this out. When you go there, you're going to see this, and you're going to sign up. And once you sign up, you'll be informed of when I launch. And so I'm going to launch in April, which is just a couple of days away. And when I launch, I'm going to share with you, the videos that I've made in terms of the backstory, in terms of how I got started. And I'm going to go into details of how I actually do it. So the main goal here is that, how did I come to this point was not, I just have an epiphany one morning, and it's just dawned on me. No, it wasn't that way. It's based on a series of work that I've done in the past, that 100 days of blogging, the series of videos that I've created, the podcasting, the training videos, and doing all sorts of things with the website, social media, and whatnot. Up to that point in time, that's how I got started. And so the whole process itself, in retrospect, it now all makes sense, but at that point in time when I'm doing it, it doesn't. So the point I wanna get across to you is that, you know, you may have an idea, but the question is, have you executed on that idea? Because the only difference between someone who is successful and someone who is not, it's the successful person, you know, it's biased towards taking action, you know, just executing on the idea, getting it out, feeling how it is, you know, setting out as a prototype, getting feedback from people, and then learning from that and iterating from there again and again and again and again until you finally get it. And what I must say is, you know, over the past more than 6 months, where, you know, I've been conscientiously doing a series of projects, all this have kind of given me the skill and the training to bring me to where I am now. Now, I know some of you will be watching this and you'll be saying that, well, you're so further along, you know, and it's just difficult for me to catch up. No. You know, I came from where you were before. You know, I have an idea, I have it in my head. I'm just, you know, don't know what to do, how to proceed. Try this, it didn't work. Try that, it didn't work. But what kind of differentiates you, who is going to be successful, from somebody else, is that you keep on trying. And of course, you know, what I would like to do is to share with you what I've done, the principles as well as the strategies, so that you could cut short the time and not have to, you know, spend the time that I took to get to where I am right now. So that's it for today. And the key message to you is, you know, have an idea, execute on it. Talk to you again.